Some of you might have never heard of or seen this CS2 item before, but this is a gift package. And in the real world right now, obviously it's the holiday season. People are giving gifts. It's that time of the year. But that's actually a thing in CS2 as well. You can give gifts with gift packages and a couple of different other items. But the question that I want to ask today is, can these be a good investment? Can we make some money off these? Is there a way that we should be buying, selling, collecting, trading these or anything like that? I don't know, but that's what we're going to be going over and trying to figure out. But first, I wanted to plug my cash trading business really quick. If you guys are looking to sell any of your CS2 items, I'm talking guns, knives, skins, capsules, cases, agents, whatever, hit me up on Twitter. It's going to be the first link in the description below. Maybe you're trying to cash out of your entire inventory. I don't know. I'd love to get bulk deals done, obviously. Buying a lot of stuff for between 85 and 90% buff. You don't have to worry about getting scammed or having to wait or anything like that. It's quick, easy, flexible, safe transactions, payments, all of that good stuff. So definitely hit me up. We can get a deal done. I would love to do that. And of course, you guys doing that help supports me, my channel, and my content as well. So hit me up. We can talk. We can get something done. With that being said, let's get right into this today. So the gift package from CS2 is obviously a little bit uncommon. It's a little bit strange. It's a little bit weird. What even is this thing? This says, when used, a random player in your match will get a random item as a gift from you. But obviously, it's not very descriptive. What does that mean, a random item? Does that mean any item in the game? Does that mean any random item? Obviously, there's probably some kind of like list of items that it could be or whatever. So I went on Reddit, or I tried Googling it and figuring this thing out because I don't really know. I couldn't really find like a definitive list or anything anywhere, but this is 9 years ago. Anybody know what the gift packages can drop? What is the best one you've gotten so far? In the recent CSGO update, they've added gift packages. This is crazy. This was added to the game 9 years ago that give random items to players on the server you're playing on. Does anyone know what the potential drops from them are? If not, what is the best thing you've gotten so far? Also, does anyone know if it's map dependent? For example, if you get a gift on Nuke, it'd be from the Nuke collection, blah, 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 blah. Somebody said they are map drops. That's all I know. I don't think they're map dependent because you could easily exploit it. And personally, I haven't done any gifts because I don't want to spend money on other people, which is hilarious. This guy says he got to go Lil hunting blind for 4 cents. So yeah, I don't know, but it does seem like the items that you can get from these things are, I guess it would just be like the normal drops you get from like leveling up, or you get from like your care package in CS2 or whatever. I think it's just guns, however, but I know some people have said maybe you can get some other stuff as well, but I think it's mostly just skins you get from these. But all in all, it's generally not going to be that crazy of skins. You know, think about the skins that you get from your post-game drops. They're like 4 cents or 5 cents or 10 cents. If you're lucky, you might get like a 18 center or something like that. But of course, the idea of just kind of giving gifts to people in your games is still a very interesting concept. It's a funny idea. And obviously, with this item being 9 years old, it's a collector's item at this point. It's rare. It's old. Now, there are in the last 30 days, there have been 349 of these sold on the Steam community market. So it's definitely uncommon, but it's not like extremely rare. It's not like these things aren't moving at all. But when we actually scroll up and try and figure out what this thing has done as an investment, we can see in the past week, not a ton of sales, but a couple different price points and stuff here. In the past week, it's been pretty flat, up 0.22%, so really nothing going on there. In the last month, the gift packages have actually been on a little bit of a run, and that's not obviously surprising with the holiday season and stuff going on. Gifts are something that are being talked about right now. I've seen a couple of YouTubers and stuff making videos about them. I've seen posts on social media, but obviously around the Christmas time, stuff that looks like a Christmas present is probably going to be getting some more pull than usual, and that's kind of even why I'm making this video now. It's a holiday season. I want to find out what our gift packages, and of course it's another item that I get to research and dive into to see if it's something I would want to invest in or not. In the past 6 months, gift packages are actually down a little bit, which is kind of interesting, but again, most things in CS2 markets right now are down over the past 6 months because we had some previous CS2 hype, which has since kind of chilled out and cooled off. But to me, the biggest thing is usually I like looking at least the past year to see how an item's performed. Obviously, I think the further you zoom out, the better idea you can see of like what kind of consistent growth or growth that all an item's had. But in the past year, the gift packages have done okay. They're up about 20% in the past year, which relative to some of the top performing items in the CS2 markets is actually pretty bad. But In the real world, something going up 20% in a year as an asset is a very, very good asset. I mean, that's an S plus tier asset class going up 20% a year. Now, not every single year, because obviously like the stock markets and crypto and everything has had a pretty good year in 2023, but 20% is great. If you can make 20%, you're doing quite well. So the fact that gift package is up 20% on the year, starting out at around $4.57, going up to about $5.49 today, I think is a good sign. When we start to zoom out and kind of look at where these things have gone in the past, they had this crazy run up in 2015 around Christmas time, it looks like. But you can see there has been overall some pretty consistent growth over the past couple years. It seems like they're not super volatile, but it seems like over time they've done quite well, which is like a lot of other items in CS2. So overall, I would say the gift package isn't something that I'm like running and trying to flood my money into or anything like that, but as maybe a like alternative investment or something you guys think could go up in the future, or it's just a very cool collector's item, which is only going to get more rare. Again, this is a consumable. Once these gift packages are opened, they're not being replaced. This thing is gone. So in theory, the quantity should kind of keep going down. I think this item will definitely get cooler and rarer over time. It'll always be more interesting. And again, it's an item that we don't really see or hear much of in these times today. So it's an item not everyone knows about. I think it's kind of cool, kind of interesting. I wouldn't mind owning one or a couple or whatever, but again, I'm not trying to sink my entire portfolio or inventory or investments into them or anything like that. But there's also some other things going on here. We have the Pallet of Presents, which is very similar to the gift packages, but when used, up to 9 other players in your match will get a random item as a gift from you. So very similar, but you can give it to up to 9 people. Now the thing here is that these are much more rare. These are much less plentiful on the marketplaces. Again, active offers here is only 11. In the last 30 days, only 3 of these have sold. You can see on Skin Baron in the last 365 days, 86 of them have sold. So these are selling very infrequently. They're getting listed very infrequently, which obviously is a little bit concerning. You worry about volatility issues, you worry about liquidity issues, but also with a much rarer item like this, you have a chance for it to be a much better investment. If we start to look at this in the past month, not very many sale points, but it is up 37% in the last month. In the last 6 months, this thing is actually up as compared to the gift package that was down in the last 6 months. And in the last year, you can see that this has actually been quite a good investment, up 90% in 2023. So the Pallet of Presents, since it is a little bit more unique, a little bit more rare, this actually becomes a much better investment in my opinion. Now again, the liquidity issues are something to worry about. You definitely want to keep that stuff in mind. You might have to hold on to it for a little bit longer. It's going to be harder to buy at a good price. It's going to be harder to sell at a good price. But if you hold this thing for the long term, I think this could definitely have some pretty good price appreciation. Again, you can pick these up for, it's obviously a lot more expensive. Right now, we're talking like $150. That's from Steam. So hopefully you can get these cheaper at a third-party marketplace. But these are going to be a little bit more expensive, but I think you are getting more bang for your buck, and I think the fundamentals as an investment for the Pallet of Presents are much better here. Finally, one last item to go over. We have the audience participation parcel, which is even more interesting here. When used, up to 25 viewers watching your match will get a random item as a gift from you. So again, I don't really know. I don't even know if spectating matches is a feature yet in CS2. I honestly have no idea. I'm assuming it's coming at some point, but obviously most matches are not getting spectated very often. You'd probably need to be somebody popular, like a streamer, content creator, pro player, something like that, somebody that people would actually care about and watching their matches and stuff. So this item gets way more niche. It gets way more weird. Here you can see we have 13 active offers on the Steam community market. 8 have been sold in the last 30 days, and 169 sold in the last year on Skin Baron. But what has this done as an investment? In the last month, it's up 20%. In the last 6 months, down 20%. And in the past year, this thing is actually up 143%. So out of these 3, this has actually been the best performing one in the past year. I think this one is definitely the strangest, the weirdest, the most interesting, the most unique. But again, if I was looking at these 3 from a investment perspective, I would definitely be looking at either the Pallet of Presents or the audience participation parcel. This one looks to be about $72 right now. I think the gift package obviously is a much cheaper way to get a collector item if you just wanted to buy one or a couple or whatever. But if you have a little bit more money to blow or throw around, I think these are much closer to being investment grade. These are all very, very interesting items that are only going to get rare and probably only go up over time. I wouldn't really mind owning any of them. I think they would all be very, very cool and a funny story to have in your inventory to show off to people, and maybe even be able to teach them something new, and you might be able to make some money along the way as well. So obviously, the holiday season is all about giving and stuff like that, giving gifts and all of that, but maybe you can make some money off of owning some gifts as well. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Again, hit me up over on Twitter if you guys want to do a cash trade or sell me any items or whatever. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. Merry Christmas. Peace.